All right, cool. So, all right, welcome. It's your boy Hometown with Beatsnchill. We're here today, and I have a special guest with me, Amaria. What's going on? You guys may have seen her on our Instagram. We post some music on a playlist. So we finally got her on the couch. You know, we're about to, get into this conversation. Okay? So I want to just start off with the most recent thing. Recently, you just on tour with Mac Ayers.
Yes.
And I came to the St. Pete show at Janice.
Yes.
And like the vibes was just everything. Like from the lighting to the whole band setup. Like, can you talk about that? Like, what was that like?
Well, that was my first time performing in my hometown.
Really?
Tampa, Florida. So I had so many family and friends there. My parents got like a suite at the top so they could watch, and all my family came. It was so incredible. It was really hot. Forgot how hot it is here. It was an outdoor venue. But I was so glad to perform here. It was really nice.
Wow, I didn't know that was your first performance here.
Yeah. Okay. I have not performed in Florida. I've barely got a lot of shows like under my belt, so.
Got you.
This is my first performance in Florida. Yeah.
Got you. So was it, how did the whole connection between you and Mac come about?
I've seen him online a lot, and we've spoken a little bit, but a promoter here connected us and thought I would be good to open for him, and I was like, oh yeah.
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great set. I thought it was like really, really dope. Definitely with the whole live band. Was that like the whole?
Yeah.
Do you usually perform with a live band?
I try when I can. I always love to have a full band because I feel like it represents my music the most.
Yeah.
I will perform with tracks here and there, but I always try to have a full band.
Gotcha,
and they're all Tampa based, so I wanted to bring out like all my OGs.
Yeah, I seen. I know. Rue. He was playing bass. Rue got.
Yes,
shout out to Rue, man.
Yeah, he put the band together. Shout out Rue God. Really appreciate him.
Yeah, man. He's always somebody that we've had featured on our platform. So he's a homie. As far as like when you say I know you say you don't have a lot of shows under your belt, but like, are there any particular shows that you feel like were your favorite so far?
Yeah, I did a show it was in the middle of Central Park. It was like an outdoor show, and it was like just green everywhere. It was really big. All these people came out. It was a free show, so it was like fully packed, and it was just feel like really special. It was just in Central Park. It was really cool.
Got you.
I felt really special. That one was a good one, and just opening for one of my favorite artists, Yusuf Days. I don't know if you know him. He's a drummer. Okay. It's really good. Yeah, I think those are my favorites.
Tight. Okay.
Mac was a pretty good one. I've been such a big fan of Mac Ayers, so just being with his musicians and his fans and all that. Really
and the whole tour aspect, like, is that like a new experience for you as well?
Yeah. I'm finding out, like, if I like touring, it's a lot. Like, I'm ready to go home. It was only 3 shows. Like, I'm trying to be in my bed.
I feel that.
But, yeah, I don't know. I know I got to tour one day, so we'll see. But that's a lot.
All right, yeah. So you mentioned, you're from Tampa, right? Yeah. And you're now in LA. LA. So how are you, like, what are some of the, like, biggest things you're seeing differently in LA than Tampa?
So many more people. I mean, there are a lot of creatives here, but like there's nothing like being surrounded by just so many of the same people that have like the same visions as you, same interests. I've gotten to work with so many people that I would have never worked with if I was still here. And that's definitely the biggest part, but I just love LA in general with the scenery, the weather. Yeah.
That's tight, man. I got a homie that just moved out there a couple months ago, and he's like already getting into the mix. So I feel like as soon as you get out there, it's like you just got to find your way in. But once you do that, it's like the motion is there.
Yeah, even my band, I'm telling them like, y'all need to come out here. Like, there's just so much more opportunity.
Yeah,
it's not for everyone, but I'm really enjoying my time.
Got you. You ever anyone ever reached out to you about doing anything like overseas?
Not yet. I want to go to Europe so bad. I will take any excuse to go right now. But I'm hoping to do some shows soon.
Okay, cool. I wanted to one of the things I want to talk about is like how I first heard about you, right? So, you know, me, I'm the Beatsnchill guy. I'm always like booking people for shows and whatnot. And I remember I was like, man, I want to start getting into like more like non-hip hop shows and like book certain types of artists. And I remember I think the song was called I can't remember the name
One
of
of
the song.
the early ones?
Definitely an early song. I remember seeing a video.
Morning, Waiting, Moon.
Morning, that's what it was.
Oh,
It was
that was
Morning.
the first one.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
remember seeing the video, right? And I'm just like, yo, who is this? Like, who is, I don't, one, I feel like I've seen almost everybody. I feel like that. I know I haven't, but I feel like I've seen everybody. So I'm like, all right, who is this? And she's from Tampa? This sounds good. It sounds different, but it sounds really good. So I'm like, who is it? I want to like check this person out or whatever. And I think that was around the time, like, I think the pandemic was just like on the brink of that. So it kind of just like messed up a bunch of stuff. But I'm like, why haven't none of my peers booked this person? Like, why haven't I seen her at this showcase or this, that, and the third? Like, I'm like, what's going on? Is there any reason why? Has anybody ever reached out to you about performing or anything like that in
Like
Tampa
back
before?
then?
Yeah.
That was my debut. Nobody knew
Okay.
anything about me as a musician. I was a photographer. That was what I was doing around Tampa. I went to USF. I was in college. So like, definitely I had no pressure about performing. Like everyone didn't even know what I was at all. I was just kind of randomly threw myself out there. So like,
Gotcha. Okay.
I kind of get it. Like no one knew what was going on yet.
Yeah,
And I was
okay.
like mostly online. I wasn't like going out to any like events or anything. So, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah, and I think we may have a mutual. You know a guy named Moiza?
Yes.
Yeah,
Louisa,
crazy thing is, I don't know him specifically from music. We used to work together. We used to work together. But I remember he told me like, yo, bro, I have shows this and the third. And I remember, I think you did like some photo work for one of the shows and whatnot. So like, did you start in music first, or were you back behind the camera first?
Since I was like 11, I've always been behind the camera. I used to make YouTube videos. I did my little vlogs. Like, more so recently, at that time, I was doing photos for all the musicians in Tampa. I really wanted to go on tour with an artist, and I loved being in the music space, but behind the camera.
Gotcha.
I never thought for a second I would be in front of the camera. No, it was not a thought of mine.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was not a thought in my mind. So I was trying to stick to doing videos for people. I was doing some music videos, doing their artist photos, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel like that's kind of like impacted like your music though?
Oh, so much. I'm still so involved in my creative part.
Yeah.
I still do all my videos. I edit them, and I do all my own pictures, and just everything creative.
Right.
It's still me, and I'm glad I have that skill and ability to incorporate because I have the vision.
Every time you post like some behind the scenes stuff of like you working, I'm always surprised. I'm like, oh, she's editing the video. And then I remember you started doing like, you'll do like covers, but then you'll show yourself playing like different instruments. I'm like,
Right, yeah.
like, wait, she produces too? Like, what's going on?
I try. Yeah, I started doing covers so that I could show people like how my process is.
Right.
And so I would like use my editing. I would edit up a little clips of me like playing everything and put them together. And that was a big part of like elevating, because people love to see the behind the scenes. And that definitely like helped me out a little bit.
Okay. Dang, okay. So I know some people who pride themselves off doing like everything. Are you like opposed to having like collaboration?
I've started to get more help now that I'm in LA. I have people help me film now, and maybe like color a video. I don't have to do everything. I'm a control freak, so I will do it if I have to, but I would love if I had help. I don't have it yet. Well, I have it, but I just feel like I'm still capable of doing everything myself.
Right.
But if there comes a time where I just can't have like all that stuff going on, I would.
Have you done any type of like directing for like another artist's like visuals?
Yeah, I'll do it for my friends.
Gotcha.
I have a friend that flew to LA so I could film his video, and I like directed all of it, came up with the idea, found the spaces to shoot at, and it's still fun for me if I ever feel like it.
I'm so jealous. I want to be like that, talented behind the damn camera. I'm not. I tried.
Get on the
I can't.
computer.
I'm nervous to hold his damn camera. Like I can't even. You know what I mean?
I feel you. But yeah, I was so bored. I was 8. My mom got like a MacBook, and I was like, ooh, what's iMovie? I started like learning.
I started on iMovie.
Okay.
I stayed there though. You know,
you stayed at iMovie.
Yeah, that was it for me.
Yeah, you gotta level up.
You know, I'll be trying to like do stuff on my phone. Now I'll cut and paste some stuff. You know, that's about as far as it go for me.
Okay, that's something. There's some people not that far, so.
Got you.
I'm proud of you.
So I listened to like some of the music that that you've been recently dropping. So I listened to recently Secrets, and I saw it was co-written with Jameson. How did that magic come together?
So I had a friend that was having a session with Jameson, and him and his producer, who also produces for me, they were like, you would actually work pretty well with Jameson. So the producer put us like in a group message and was like, hey, you guys should work together for sure. And I just came over to his house and we started something. We made the song in that same day, whole song. And very easy, very simple. LA, you know? So many people, so many resources.
Are most of your, like, because I've seen other features you done had. Now, I seen one with Mick Jenkins. I was like, okay. There was Destin Conrad.
Yes.
I seen him.
Tampa.
Yeah. So I'm like, these are, hey, you got some shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, how is it? How is that process with you as far as like, I guess linking up? Is it more so like being in person in the studio with each other, or?
Sometimes. The only one I did in person was Destin and technically Jameson as a co-write, but Mick was virtual. It was during like COVID and stuff, but Destin, I hit him up last minute. I was like, hey, I really want you on this song. I sent it to him, and he came the next day, recorded it like in an hour, and very easy, very simple. He's so talented.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my only in-person experience with like a collab.
Okay. I listen, I'm always seeing when you post behind the scenes stuff. I don't know if you posted this or if he posted it, but I seen like, it looked like you was maybe in the studio with Kenny Beats.
Yes.
So,
that was a while ago.
Yeah.
That was my first LA trip ever.
Really?
He found the cover I did, and he followed me and DM'd me. He was like, let me know when you're in LA. So on my first LA trip, I hit him up. I was like, hey, I'm coming. And he let me come over, and we started something. It never came out, but we did start a song.
Got you.
But yeah, very cool guy.
Yeah? Damn. And it's not, you don't know when it's coming out.
We didn't finish it. I don't know if we're gonna finish it, but
Got you.
it was good to meet him and experience his work process and everything like that.
Okay, cool. Do you have any like dream collabs?
Yeah. One I've been thinking of is Free Nationals. You know,
Okay.
Free Nationals. I would love to work with them. There's an artist named Leanne LaHavas. She's from Europe.
Okay.
She's one of my favorite singers. Love to work with her. This one's very like not in my genre, but I would love to work with Tame Impala.
Okay.
Love Tame Impala. However we can make that work. Yeah, there's a bunch, but.
Got you. Yeah, I saw that you had you created like a playlist, like a inspiration
inspiration.
Yeah, so it seems like that's probably like, okay.
Yeah, people in there. That's who I'm trying to work with. Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard of or anyone from like back home reached out and like, hey, let's like link?
Like in Tampa?
Yeah.
As far as artists?
Yeah. Or producers?
Honestly, no.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like I didn't get to meet everyone in the music scene here. So like I'm not sure of like everyone besides like
some people be
Doechii.
nervous. Some people be nervous.
Yeah.
Some people be nervous because it's like once you start making certain moves or whatnot, people like, I don't know if I want to be that person.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I'm here. Like if you're watching this, I'm here. Do not be scared of me. I mean, besides like my friends that I already knew, like I have a session with Rugad later on today, but I haven't heard from many Tampa producers.
Got you. You said something about Doechii. Have y'all ever communicated anything?
No, we've talked online for a little bit, but I heard of her back when I was a photographer, but I only know her through just like online. But I never got to meet her in Tampa. It's just so crazy. She's from.
I don't know why we always think like just because you're from Tampa, you know, once you leave Tampa, everybody should know each other.
Right, but you know.
Yeah. But that's cool though. That's cool. So I gotta bring it up, and I know you just posted it, but you mentioned during the show, you say, "Hey, I got an EP dropping."
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like, talk about that. Like, what can we expect?
Yeah. As of literally 10 minutes ago, I announced my second EP, which for the past like year and a half, I've just been like collecting all these different songs that I really like, and I finally narrowed them down to 7 songs, and it's just coming out. I don't know. It doesn't have like a specific theme or anything like that.
Gotcha.
I just like put a collection of songs that I really, really liked that I made over the past year, and have different collaborators, some features coming in there that haven't been announced yet, but I'm really excited for it.
Got you. So I want to ask, because it's a conversation that's been in a group chat about like EPs and albums, right? So some of my friends, they like, I don't listen to EPs, I listen to albums. Send me an album, I listen to album, right?
Okay.
What is your process in going to like the EP? Do you look at that as like, just like, do you approach it kind of like an album or?
So the reason I decided to do an EP instead of an album is because mentally to me, EP means like, it's not serious, which is probably bad. But like I'm way more relaxed on like my approach to it. I'm just like, I just want a collection of songs. And that's why I wanted to hold off on doing an album, because I really want to put like my all into like the order, the theme, everything coming together correctly.
Right.
So my approach to the EP is just like, make some songs. They're nice.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. I know you said you just mentioned that you have a producer that you work with that also works with Jameson. Is that kind of like your go-to right now, or is it like, because I know you also produce yourself as well.
There's a mixture of a bunch of producers in there, but definitely his name is Chube. He has had a hand in like a lot of the songs, because I'll start a song, but like sometimes I'll need help with like ways I can develop it. And so he's been a go-to for me for just developing some songs in there.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Could you see yourself being like producing for another artist?
I want to get to that point. I have some songs like on my computer where people are like, you should send this to blah blah blah. Yeah. And I feel like I'll get to that point. Maybe. I feel like I'm not good enough, but if they want it, they can have it.
Got you. Okay. Have you tried writing for others?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But that's also the same thing.
Same thing.
I have some where they're like, this could be good for this artist.
Gotcha.
Haven't done it yet, but I definitely want to get into that.
Yeah. Are you worried about like AI? Are you scared of that?
Don't even get me started on that. Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
Honestly, you know? I think it's kind of cool. Everyone's scared. I'm like, this is sick, but it is kind of terrifying.
It's funny until it happens to you.
Hey, if it does the work for me, hey, you can have it.
Nah, but I've seen conversations about it, like this may change the industry for songwriters, you know, like
maybe
sending reference tracks and stuff like that.
That is true.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's all. I mean, every week is like something new.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm for it. Whatever makes my life easier.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Come on, AI.
Do you have I'm gonna get into like some producer convo.
Okay.
Do you have any like particular like platforms that you like that are like your go-tos to produce on?
Oh, like DAWs?
Yeah.
Right now I use Logic. I say Logic, but sometimes I get lazy. I just use GarageBand, but it's the same thing. But yeah, those are my go-tos. I'm starting to learn Ableton a lot more because that's like the standard in LA. Everyone's on Ableton.
Got you.
I know FL a little bit because someone I worked with used it. Yeah, those are my
Got you.
things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Have you ever considered like do you always incorporate like instrumentation, like live instrumentation in your production? Or?
I try. I feel like if anything, I'm gonna always have a bass. My songs are very bass driven. I feel like, but this EP definitely has a way more live instrumentation than my last one, which I really like.
Okay.
Many instruments on this one.
Got you. Is anything that's kind of like inspired that?
I think just like developing into a more mature sound for me. I feel like I felt like a more live instrumentation felt more realistic in the soul aspect.
Gotcha.
So I feel like that was my main purpose for that.
Got you. Okay.
Feels better, feels natural and stuff.
Okay. So, and I'm probably bouncing around here, but with your experience behind like the camera and also now, you know, full throttle into music, how do you feel about the word content?
Content. Now when you say content, you mean TikTok or?
All of it. I know TikTok has definitely pushed that word a lot more, but.
I mean, here's what I'll say. Since I was a photographer before, I would always tell the artists I was working with, y'all need to make more content. So I'm kind of like on the business mindset. I know content is needed.
Right.
As a fan, I was a fan for so long. I craved content from my favorite artists.
Right.
So I think it's so important for visuals and just like videos here and there on TikTok, whatever. I support content. It's not for everyone. Some artists hate it. It's like a second job, but it comes natural to me.
Okay. I mean, I feel like that's a given just because, you know, with your background with photography.
Yeah.
But, you know, some people, they have like a different start, you know. Like I've worked with artists that's like, bro, I just can't set up no camera in the studio, bro. I just can't.
It's hard. I like every time I film like videos, like the beat videos, the covers, like it takes a whole day. It's exhausting. I dread doing it. I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I'm happy when I do it.
Yeah, I feel that. I can fuck with that. I think me trying to just create content for my platform with the podcast and everything, I'm like, I need some help.
Yeah, no, but I love it. I love a good visual though, so it's kind of fun for me. But I get why people don't like it. It's a lot.
I want to say, I want to ask you this. Now that, you know, I know you said Morning was kind of like your debut, like your premiere or whatever. And that was what, 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Yeah, it was 3 years ago as of January.
Really? So
it's crazy.
3 years in, you're all the way on the other side of the country, right? What advice would you give to yourself then?
Honestly, I feel like I did things the way I still would do it now. I can't even think of new advice because I always knew exactly what I needed to do. Just because I always looked at things from a fan perspective. I was like, I need to make my song. I need to make a visual. I need to give the audience something to really conceptualize and look at in all regards. So, I mean, if anything, I would, I'd tell myself about how expensive LA is. But that's about it. Like, I think maybe I don't know if that's wrong to say, but I think I'm good. I think.
Okay. Do you feel like, because you mentioned this, you mentioned the whole, you know, viewing yourself from the fan perspective. Like, what made you kind of have that? Is that more so from being a photographer?
That's from just me being the biggest fangirl in the world. Growing up, I went to concerts. I was on Stan Twitter. I was like tweeting all the artists like, oh my God, I love you. And like, I just remember like everything I loved as a fan, and I just incorporate that into how I go about things.
Okay. Is that, do you ever find yourself like you said with this EP coming out, you wanted to put the best songs together to go with this. Do you find yourself being kind of like a perfectionist at times?
Yeah. The people I work with make a joke of like, whenever we're working, like they gotta mentally prepare because I'm gonna be like, nope, not that. I need it like perfect. So, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to make it right.
Yeah, for sure. I think the last thing I want to mention is like, when can we expect to see you more in Tampa or doing anything else like performance-wise in Tampa?
When y'all have me.
Book me then.
Book me then. I would love to be here as much as I can. My family's here, you know. I hope to just be touring in general. But whenever there's someone wants to have me, I'll be here.
All right, cool. Are you talking to the right one? Like barbecue.
Thank you. I'll take it.
All right, cool, man. I guess we can wrap up. Before we get out, if you want to like maybe just give a shout out to the new EP and where they can find it and whatnot.
Yeah, okay. My name is Amaria. Thank you for watching. I have a new EP coming out Friday, April 28th, and you can find it everywhere you listen to music. Thank you.
Thank you. We out. Beatsnchill.